If checking off a list of easy tasks after you upload a YouTube video could get you anywhere from 2 to 5 times as many views as normal, wouldn't you do it? Most people think you should be able to upload a video and forget about it, but it turns out if you do any of these easy tasks, which I'm about to lay out for you, it'll boost your video far beyond what you ever thought was possible. I've tested these methods out on my various YouTube channels over the years and compiled them into this list right here, which I'm about to get into right now. The very first thing you need to do is to make sure your title is optimized with descriptive keywords. I'm about to give you the best title framework that exists, but what I'm basically saying is this: if your title is awful as compared to what I'm about to describe, rework it. Now, if you're like me, you create videos based on frameworks that were successful in other niches. This basically means that you break down these outlier videos from other niches and use their titles as your own, but you remix them using this title framework here. The framework is this: each title has a subject, a goal, and what I like to call the intrigue factor. The subject and the goal of the video sometimes overlap with one another, but both of these things are just the topic that you're actually going to be talking about in the video. These are the places where you would use your descriptive keywords. The intrigue factor is the part of the title that stands apart and kind of catches the eye and the attention of the viewer. For example, the intrigue factor of this video title would be the 13 things you must do. The subject of the video, which is where you would use your descriptive keywords, would be the YouTube upload. Whatever the actual topic of your video is, make sure that that's included in your title as well. But if you need to rework this to have some descriptive words that are keywords and highly rank in search, go ahead and do that. You could potentially use this right now and go rework a bunch of your old titles. Use this title framework that I've laid out for you here and go fix your old videos. And we're just now scratching the surface. Now that you have an idea of how to title the video, you need to work on optimizing the description. So you're probably going to have to rework it a little bit unless you do these things already. First of all, you can go ahead and leave all the relevant links that you want people to click on down there. And there's actually one more link that I'm going to want you to put in later on, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. All right, so to fix this description you got going on, first you're going to need to brainstorm a list of keywords or use a tool that I'm going to tell you about later. Psst. I recommend using a tool. It's much simpler. The first tool that I'm talking about is using the vidIQ Chrome extension. They would give you a list of keywords every single day, every single video that you can include, work into your description somehow. Or you can use the second method, which is actually my favorite. If you want vidIQ, go ahead and download it down below. It's useful in literally every facet of YouTube, so go ahead and get it. Seriously, it's great. But this is actually how I would do this because this is how I do this. All right, for this method, you can either use your typed out script or you can use the transcript from YouTube whenever they actually create it after you upload and pull that, copy and paste it into ChatGPT. Or you can use Claude, use your favorite AI tool, whatever, but you're going to give it this prompt here. You're going to say, take this script that is about your topic and create a keyword rich summary paragraph using relevant keywords for SEO. This comes up with an amazing descriptive summary paragraph that you can just copy and paste into that description block of your video. And I'm telling you, I used to do this before we had ChatGPT and AI, and this is just so much better and better than anything I could actually come up with anyway, so it's just great. You're going to want to put this paragraph somewhere like under the links in your description probably because you want people to see these links and click on them, stuff like that. This paragraph's actually more for SEO, like the computer algorithm behind YouTube anyway. Most people aren't really going to read it, but anyway, there's that for you. Now, you remember that link I told you I was going to want you to add here in a little bit? Well, here it is. I want you to add a link to one of your playlists. I want you to add this so that any curious viewer that's scrolling through your description for some reason might click on this and just go through your playlist. You'd be very surprised at how many more hours of watch time you get from people staying right there on your channel rather than all the other recommended videos that YouTube gives them, just staying in your playlist in your area. You could add something to catch their eye. Like if I were to do this and it's this YouTube strategy playlist that I use, I would put the text as the ultimate guide to YouTube success or something like that, and it catches their eye. It's really simple and it could very well help you out immediately. Speaking of simple, you remember that script or transcript you just pasted into ChatGPT? You can literally stay in the same prompt window and tell it to generate 500 characters worth of keywords for your tag section of your video. It will create that list for you. Make sure they're good, make sure they're relevant to your script and to your topic idea, all that good stuff, but all you got to do is copy and paste that into that tags block. You don't want to actually paste them into the description of the video, just the tags block, because if you paste it in the description, it's actually going to hurt you. You can put 3 hashtags at the bottom of your description with like the 3 best keywords for your topic for your video. I don't know how much these actually help these days. I don't think anyone really does, but if you're allowed to do it, do it. It could help you in the long run. Just real quick, I want to let you guys know that I created a free Skool community called Creator Edge for aspiring YouTubers like yourself and me. In there are free YouTube strategy courses, chat opportunities for you to talk to me and all of our other fellow members of this community about our channels, about successes, stuff like that. You can find it at the first link in the description. It's an invaluable resource. Go join up. right now. The next thing you want to do is add manual chapters to your videos. Automatic chapters are cool and all, but they really don't work as well as they ought to. When done right, chapters can literally get you tons and tons of views from the internet. I don't know how many times I've searched how to do something on the internet and been pulled into a certain timestamp in a video that tells me how to do exactly that. It's not talked about much, but these chapters are literally SEO for your videos. Not only that, but they also help keep a ton of viewers on that video. Sure, you're gonna get viewers that skip to the part of the video that they want to watch, but that's better than them clicking off of the video entirely because they have no idea when you talk about what they want to hear about, right? Now, you might think I'm stupid, but I actually used to struggle with the format of chapters and timestamps, so I'll show you how to do that right now. Here's how you're gonna do it. You're gonna need 2 digits in front of the colon, and 2 digits behind the colon. Then you're gonna space and put the title of your chapter. Then you're gonna hit enter and do it for the rest of your chapters. I know this is very probably common sense, but I'm stupid. I used to put like 1:31 and think it would work. It didn't work. You have to have that 0 in front of the 1. If that helps out one person, then I did my job, so I'm moving on. Now, another tip for finding out where exactly you should break your video into chapters is whenever you go back into your video editing software and see that you changed topics. You can literally scrub through your video feed and see that exact timestamp, and that's where you want to put it in the description. That's a lot easier to me than going through the entire video and watching the whole thing again, seeing exactly when you said that. You can literally just scrub through it and it'll snap to it in your software. Next up, you're going to want to add an end screen. Now, adding an end screen is common knowledge, and most of you probably already do this, but I'm going to give you a tip to make yours even better. First, you're going to want to send your viewers to a very specific video that you talk about in your call to action at the end of your script. This means don't add 2 different video elements to your end screen so that they have the choice to click this one or that one. You're going to want to pick one and send them straight there. Whenever people are faced with choices, things become difficult, and a lot of times they just quit. So, one option. Ideally, and you may not know this yet because we're talking about stuff to do after the upload, but ideally, you should, in your call to action, point to one specific video and actually talk about that video that you're pointing them to, and then have that element for them to click onto it at the end screen. You can have a subscribe element here instead, or you can put a playlist instead of an actual video element and point them to that playlist in your call to action. That actually works well, and it might have the potential to blow up your video and get you some viewers on a bunch of different videos. So I may actually do that at the end of this one, so who knows? Next up, comments. First, creating a comment about literally anything and posting it at the top of your comments is awesome. You can link to another video, a playlist, one of the links that you want your people to click on that links to your business, anything like that. Comment that and pin it, and then later on, as comments roll in from your viewers, you want to respond to every single one of them. No exceptions unless you're blowing up and you get like hundreds of comments every single video. That's a little bit different. There's one more comment trick that I'm going to talk about later on, so stick around for that. Strategic scheduling is next on the list. You're probably wondering, what does that even mean? Well, it's literally what the name implies. You can use your YouTube analytics or a tool like vidIQ to analyze this for you, but it'll tell you basically when your viewers are on YouTube, when they're watching your content the most. If you're posting once a week, like you should be at least once a week anyway, that's when you should aim to schedule your videos. Like whenever your viewers are most online, most viewing your videos, schedule your weekly upload for somewhere a little bit before that time period. You want your video to have enough time to get a little bit of traction to get out to your viewers before they're commonly online. When you schedule your videos, make sure you upload them to YouTube and privatize them or schedule them, at least 3 hours before you plan to actually have them go live, because that allows for all of YouTube's checks and processing, all that stuff to go on. If you're a brand new channel like I am, I would actually upload these videos 2 days before you're going to schedule them to come out. I learned this the hard way, that YouTube has a lot of checking to do with your channel and your videos because they don't want you to be another bot account or something like that. So the algorithm won't push you at all until it's gone through all of this stuff. I had 0 impressions on my first 3 videos for a long time, and I still do on 2 of them as I'm recording this. That's really not something you would even think about, but it happens. All right, so you've got your video scheduled. What's next? Community posts. It's a great idea to release community posts either right before or right after you upload your video. Tell a little bit about the video. Incorporate its theme into some kind of fun exercise for your community to do on that post. Make sure to include an image or a GIF or a poll, something like that, because that boosts your post in that community algorithm a lot. A blooper from your video turned into a GIF format is a great way to do this. It makes a funny post that ties back to your real objective, which is getting more eyes on your video. Plus, some community building is absolutely crucial to developing super fans. Just Ask Pat Flynn. Next up, you're going to want to add subtitles. Back to the actionable steps within the video details themselves, you can go in there and approve the English subtitles for your video. Once you do that, you're going to want to add other languages like Urdu, Hindi, Spanish, Arabic, all the common languages that your viewers might speak as a first language. They might want these subtitles on, so it's a good idea to have the AI generate these for you. You can literally do it all right there in the YouTube details. Remember, the more eyes on your content, the better. Next up is thumbnail testing. Something you can do after you upload a video, if you didn't do it before, is start A/B testing thumbnails. So you can test and compare up to 3 different thumbnails on every video, and sometimes it's a good idea to do this from the very start of the video. If you aren't sure what thumbnail would pair best with your title to create that curiosity gap, it's a good idea to test 1 or 2 more extra thumbnails. If you think you know what thumbnail will work best, but a few days go by and your video's absolutely flopped, then you can start testing them. You'll get some more exposure with a different look for your video, and it might just save that upload. Here's one of the best tips that a lot of people overlook. Rewatch your video on a different channel. If you haven't already, create a second YouTube channel. I know most people have multiple Google accounts. I have so many, I literally can't count them all, period. I can't count that high. But anyway, go on one of these channels, start watching your video start to finish on that channel. Give it a like and a comment, watch it all the way through. That early engagement is very crucial for the algorithm to push it out to other viewers. It kind of sounds like you're faking your views or something like that, but you're not. It's 1 view. It's not going to hurt anything. It actually might propel your video sky high because the algorithm takes note of that watch time and retention you get from watching it all the way through. Remember, YouTube is trying to keep as many people on YouTube as long as possible so they can see more and more ads and make them more money. Linking shorts to your main video might be one of the best features that YouTube has dropped in the past 3 years. Obviously, all the shorts that you cut from your main video need to be linked back to this video, but if you create one-off shorts, you can also link these back to that video. The more opportunity for eyes to get on that main video, the better. I know most people focus on long-form YouTube instead of shorts, and that's the way I like it too. It really does feel good when you get those metrics back from how many people clicked from that short to that long. The views might actually surprise you. Here's a tip that isn't so much for after you upload as it is for after you upload one video and before the next one, because you're going to learn this right now. When you go to export a video from your video editing software, you want to name it that title that you come up with. You want to name it the exact title of the video. It might not matter, but videos lining up as parallel between the title and the video title and the thumbnail title, all that, it actually might make a difference. I think it really does help with SEO and the search results. Here's what I mean. This video is titled 13 Things You Should Do After Every YouTube Upload. The exported video from the video editing software, which you can see right here, is titled exactly that. Also, that way I don't even have to customize the title whenever I upload this video to YouTube. It's automatically titled for me. Like I said, you should do the same thing for the thumbnail file because the more parallel, the better. Speaking of being parallel, all of my YouTube strategy videos are parallel to the things I've talked about in this video. Check out this playlist. You see what I did there? It's a complete guide to YouTube. You won't regret it. Until next time, peace.